Hello everyone, in this video we'll do the textual study of the poem, the title of which is Second Coming, written by W.B. Yeats. W.B. Yeats. W.B. Yeats, William Butler Yeats, received Nobel Prize in Literature in 1923. So you must remember it because it is one of the most probable questions that are usually asked in the competitive examination. Next, you should know from where this title comes, the Second Coming. This Second Coming title is from religion. This is a Christian religious terms. According to the Islamic and Christian belief, the Second Coming or the Second Arrival or parousia, parousia, is a term that says that the Christ will be reborn after his death or after his ascension from the earth. After 2000 years from the ascension from the earth to heaven, the Christ will be reborn. So the Second Coming is a religious term that says that after 2000 years Christ will be reborn. So when this poem was written, it was W.B. Yeats wrote this poem first in 1919. He wrote it in 1919. In 1920, this poem was first published in the Dial, and in 1921, this was published in the Michael Robertson and other poems. So by the time this poem was written, the World War had already started, and there was a kind of anarchy upon the world, lawlessness upon the world. And so W.B. Yeats feels, and along with him, a lot of people had begun to collective consciousness of the people, that is called Spiritus Mundi, that we will have in this poem, was believed that the Second Coming is at hand. Surely the Christ is going to be reborn again. So the first stanza talks about how the world is in complete lawlessness. So here first he starts with the concept of Jaya. First you should remember that the concept of Jaya was expanded by him or given to him in his work called A Vision. So this question may be asked somewhere, that the concept of Jaya was, where did he discuss the concept of Jaya? In his work called A Vision. Next, what is this concept of Jaya? So Jaya is the spirals. So he believed that the world are connecting spirals, like spirals, you see spirals, interconnecting spirals that goes above the another. So in order to better understand it, you understand that we are when we go to class 1, we go to class 2, to class 3, to class 4, and move so on, we move forward. So this is the concept of the Jaya, that people transcend from one level to another level. And again, this is a Jaya. The concept of Jaya is like dropping a stone on the sea or on the stopped water. So what happens if there is a pond, and what happens if there is a pond and you drop a water or drop a stone into it? So the water begins to move and begins to create a circle. So the circle widens till it tranquils itself. So it was believed that the world was calm. So the God God started the wheel. So the world is moving and turning into the widening Jaya. And once its circle is over, so it will come to a constant, and again the world will be rotated. Again the God will appear and he will rotate the world. So this is somehow this is like the concept of the Jaya. So the first line, he says that turning and turning in the widening Jaya. The world is turning and turning in the widening Jaya. So world has started. The Christ made it a start. According to the Christian belief, the Christ made it start with 1st century BC, and now since then it has been turning into the widening Jaya, and it has been widening and widening more, and now the 2000 years has taken place. So now this Jaya has turned, and now it should come to tranquility. It has lost its connection with the center, and now it's falling apart. So now again the Christ should born to give it a new meaning. So the line is turning and turning and widening Jaya. The falcon cannot hear the falconer. So now we have two words. What is falcon? Falcon is bird of prey. Any bird that makes the prey, Sikari bird, we call bird of prey, birds of prey. That, and falconer is hunter, a human being, a hunter that hunts with a falcon or falcons, that hunt with falcons. So usually if there is a bird of prey, so if like eagle, say eagle, so if there is a falcon, he must hear the command of the falconer, he must work at the command of the falconer or at the command of the hunter. So here falcon is actually human being. Falcon, where should I write? Falcon is human being. I'm only writing the initial. Falcon is human being and falconer is God. So human being is working on the command of God, as a falconer commands the falcon. A falcon must hear the falconer, same as human being must hear the God. But it is a modern world, and this is the condition of the world, that the falcon is not able to hear the falconer, the call of the falconer. So there is the call of falconer, there is the call of the God, dictums of the God, rules of the God, laws of the God that people believe that is given to the humanity, is given to the human being, and human being must work according to it. But now the condition is that the falcon cannot hear the falconer. It means the human being is now not able to hear the call of the God. And because such is the condition, things are falling apart. The things are now not in control. They are falling apart. And there is center of everything that holds everything together. So the poet claims that now the center cannot hold. The center cannot hold all the things together. So the condition of the world is that there is anarchy, lawlessness everywhere. Anarchy is loose upon the world. तो what is all around the world? दुनिया में हर जगह क्या है? Anarchy है. और क्या है? There is blood dimmed, the field of blood, dim tide is loosed. It means the violence is, blood dim tide is violence, murder, mayhem. So blood dim tide, if you want to say it in one word, is violence. Violence is all around, and everywhere the condition is that everywhere the ceremony of innocence, means innocent word, honest people, good people, righteous people, their ceremony is drowned. The best people lack all conviction. You do good if you believe in the value of goodness. You become honest if you believe in the worth of being honest, or worth of honesty. But now the condition of the world is that the best people are lacking all kind of conviction, while the worst people are full of passionate intensity. The worst people believe that doing bad is good, being lawless is good, being anarchic is good, and they are full of passionate intensity. So the first stanza talks about how the condition of world is very bad. Now there is no center that is holding the world together, and because the condition of the world is so bad, so there needs a second coming of the Christ who will direct the world, who will, according to the European belief, that European world needs again the second coming, who will direct and give direction to the world. So now let's read the paraphrasing of the first stanza. Flying around and around in widening a spiral, widening gyre, the falcon can no longer hear the call of its owner, falconer. Things are breaking down and their foundation is giving away. Pure destruction and lawlessness have spread across the world, and so has a tidal wave wakened by the blood. That means violence is violence. All the rituals of innocence have been swallowed by this tide. The best people aren't motivated to act, the best has lacked all conviction, and the worst people are impassioned and eager, and worst are full of passionate intensity. So the poet thinks that surely this is the second stanza actually, surely some revelation is at hand. Surely some kind of revelation will happen soon. The second coming itself must be close. Now there must be second coming. This is actually the first line of second stanza. So the first line is, surely some revelation is at hand, surely the second coming is at hand. So poet claims that surely now the second coming is at hand. So what is the second coming? The second coming of the Christ after 2000 years. Now here is an exclamation mark where poet says the second coming, and as soon as he says the second coming, an apocalypse takes place. He sees a vision. So from here to darkness, till on his vision darkness drop again, he sees a vision. So what does he see in the vision is the part of the apocalypse. So we have already discussed apocalypse in the first video, that apocalypse is a type of revelation that connects the celestial world or the heavenly world to the human being. There are dream visions, symbols, angels through which the event of the future or the divine justice or the divine act is revealed to the human being. So as soon as W.B. Yeats calls this word second coming, जैसे ही W.B. Yeats जो है ये second coming word बोलते हैं, तो उनके सामने he sees a vast image, he sees a vision. And what is this vision? In this vision he says hardly are those words out. जब वो एक विजन देखते हैं, when he sees a vision, and in the vision he says a vast image, a large image out of spiritus mundi. So what is this spiritus mundi? Spiritus mundi is collective consciousness. Collective consciousness. Consciousness. This concept of collective consciousness was evolved or was given by Carl Jung. Carl Jung, we call it Carl Jung. And what does it mean? The collective consciousness means the consciousness of the collective people. Like if we want to understand it in our Indian terms, so when the Indian world become anarchic, so Indian people begin to think that the new avatar of God Vishnu is at hand, the Kali avatar, because this is Kali Yuga, so nothing is good going on. So now Vishnu must take his Kali avatar. So we have such kind of belief of the resurrection of the avatar of the God. So same as this is the second coming, and as a lot of people begin to think, so this thought that is a concept that is created by the collective mass of a consciousness of people is something what we call collective consciousness. So this is collective consciousness, spiritus mundi. So he says that out of the spiritus mundi, out of the collective consciousness of a lot of people, he sees a vast image. It means this is not the image that is coming only out of his brain, it is the image that is coming out of the image of a lot of people. He says it troubles my sight. Or he sees an image. In the image he sees that somewhere in the sands of desert, now he sees a shape. So what is the shape? He sees a shape of an sphinx. Sphinx. Sphinx has Greek and Roman origins, and sphinx is a creature that has a body of lion and the head of a man. So it has also, and sphinx always asks the riddles. If we go traditionally, so sphinx asks riddles. So if you want to have the Indian equivalent of it, we have Yakshagan who asks the riddles. We have this reference in Mahabharata and other stories. So sphinx is a creature that has the lion's body and the head of a man. So what does it symbolize? Lion's body represent power and head of a man represent a calmness. A head of a man means the one who knows how to control his power and put it at the right place. So he says that he sees that out of the sand desert a shape is emerging that has a lion body and the head of a man, that it is a powerful man. So now it is somewhere contrast to the image of Christ, because Christ was always aligned with lamb. He was always called meek as lamb, but here a shape is emerging that has a lion body and a head of a man, and its gaze is blank and pitiless. It has a gauge, and that gauge is not simple, it is blank, it is pitiless. How? Like the sun. So here's the example of simile. When you compare two things, so we call it simile. So a gauge, it has a gauge blank and pitiless as the sun. So why sun? You cannot look at the sun straight into sun for a very very longer period of time. A सूर्य को बहुत लंबे समय तक नहीं देख सकते हैं। तो जैसे सन का लुक होता है ब्लैंक एंड पिटीलेस, ही सेज दैट दिस स्फिंक्स हैज़ ब्लैंक एंड पिटीलेस लुक एंड इट इज़ मूविंग इट्स स्लो थाइज, विच इज स्लो थाइज इज मूविंग टुवर्ड्स गोइंग अहेड वाइल, सो इट इज़ अ डिज़र्ट। सो यू इमेजिन, आप इमेजिन कीजिए कि एक डिज़र्ट है और डिज़र्ट में एक शेप जो है मूव कर रहा है जिसकी बॉडी लायन की है, हेड जो है वो ह्यूमन का है और उसकी आंखें जो है वो पिटीलेस है और काम है, ब्लैंक है, पिटीलेस है। और क्यों, और जैसे ये इमेज आया तो उसको देखने के लिए बहुत सारे डिज़र्ट के बर्ड आ गए हैं, तो उसका शैडो जो है डिज़र्ट पे आ रहा है। एंड ऑल अबाउट इट रील शैडोज़, बहुत सारे शैडो आप देख सकते हैं इंडिग्नेंट एंग्री डिज़र्ट बर्ड्स के। और ये जैसे इन्होंने एक इमेज देखा तो कहाँ से इन्होंने देखना शुरू किया, इन्होंने देखना एक इमेज शुरू किया, यहाँ से एक एपोक्लिप्स जो है उनकी शुरू होती है, यहाँ पर आकर ख़त्म हो जाती है और इनका जो एपोक्लिप्स था, इनका जो विज़न था उस पर फिर से डार्कनेस आ जाता है, अंधेरा छा जाता है। नाउ ही कैन नॉट सी एनीथिंग मोर, बस वो इतना ही देख पाते हैं। तो अब जो इतना देख पाए उससे कुछ कंक्लूजन निकालेंगे। तो इन्होंने जो एपोक्लिप्स देखा, इन्होंने जो रिविलेशन देखा, उसके थ्रू वो कंक्लूजन निकालते हैं। बट नाउ आई नो, लेकिन अब मुझे पता है दैट 20 सेंचुरी ऑफ स्टोनी स्लीप, कि 20 सेंचुरी से 2000 साल से जो स्टोनी स्लीप है, शांति है, वो वेक्स्ड बाय अ नाइटमेयर। नाउ इट इज़ बीइंग वेक्स्ड बाय अ रॉकिंग क्रेडल, दैट अ क्रेडल, एक झूला जो है, पालना जो है वो रॉक होने वाला है, वो वापस से झूलने वाला है। एंड व्हाट रफ बीस्ट। सो हियर W.B. Yeats believes the contrast that the Christ, this time when he is going to come, he is not going to be meek as lamb, he is going to be pitiless as lion, because the anarchy in the world cannot be controlled by the some meekness, it must be controlled by the iron hand. So he says that what rough beast, it's our come around at last, it time has come to be born and it is slouching, it is coming slowly towards Bethlehem to be born. So again there is a reference to the Bethlehem because it was the place where the Christ was born. So again this image is going towards, this sphinx is going towards, slowly but surely going towards the Bethlehem where he will be born again to give the direction to the humanity. So now let's read its paraphrasing. Excitedly the speaker claims the second coming, excitedly जो है speaker claim करते हैं second coming, but as the speaker says this, a vision comes to the speaker from the world's collective consciousness. The speaker sees a barren desert land. The speaker sees a barren desert land where the creature with a man's hand and the lion's body is coming to life. Its expression is like the sun, empty and without pity. Its legs are moving slowly and all around it flies the shadow of the disturbed desert birds. Everything becomes dark again, but the speaker knows something new. 2000 years of the calm have been irreversibly disrupted by the shaking of a cradle. The speaker asks what beast whose time has finally come is dragging itself towards the Bethlehem where it will be born. So in next video we'll do the detailed summary study of the poem The Second Coming. Thank you.